Hi, I'm Kristen Joyce T. Gante, and my thesis is Fabrication and Characterization of Acetic Acid Treated Salago Fiber Reinforced Epoxy Resin Composite. For my introduction, here is our recap on what we did for our research 3 years ago. Salago fibers is a type of shrub that has extraordinarily high fiber potential, used in manufacturing banknotes or paper monies, and these are the examples of the Salago fibers. These fibers are usually found in East Asia. In the Philippines, it is found in Central and Western Visayas and Bicol region. It is known to have the capability to survive in extreme weather conditions. What are the objectives of this study? It is to maximize the strength of the fiber to matrix bonding, to use glacial acetic acid for the chemical treatment, then use sodium hydroxide as the neutralizing agent, and lastly, to know the effect of the treatment to the properties of the fiber. So why are we doing this study? Few researchers use Salago fiber in composite as filler or reinforcements. No study has been done wherein Salago fibers are pretreated in glacial acetic acid and neutralized in sodium hydroxide. And lastly, few studies has been done wherein they vary the concentrations of acetic acid solution. For scope and delimitation, this study will cover synthesizing pre-treated Salago fibers with glacial acetic acid reinforced by epoxy, characterizing the composite to observe the effects of the chemical treatment, and this study will not cover possible application for the treated fibers. Methodology. Here are the materials that we use in this research. Salago fiber, glacial acetic acid and sodium hydroxide, epoxy resin and hardener, negative and positive molds, and RTV silicone food grade. For the fiber separation and treatment of our research, firstly, we perform water retting, wherein Salago barks will be submerged in distilled water for 1 week. Then air drying, wherein the fibers will be separated manually and air dried for 2 weeks. Then chemical treatment, wherein the fibers will be soaked in 1, 5, and 10% acetic acid solution for 2 hours and neutralized with 0.1% sodium hydroxide solution for 1 hour and rinse using distilled water. Lastly, air drying and sun drying, wherein the treated fibers will be air dried for 2 days and sun dried for 5 days. Here is a sample presentation. Cut and place the fibers into the molds. Epoxy resin hardener with a ratio of 5:1, and it will be cured for 3 days. For our experimental design, due to money and time constraint, we did not push through with the second phase of the research. We only focused on treating the fibers in varying concentrations, which is 15%, with the characterization of FTIR, UTM, IMPACT, TGDTA, and FISEM. For our characterization, we use universal testing machine, field emission scanning electron microscopy, Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, thermogravimetry or differential thermal analysis, and isode impact test. For our results and discussion, we'll now proceed to this. Firstly is the Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy. Here are the treated fibers we submitted to DOST 3 years ago. As we can see in figure 2, this is the FTIR spectra of the 4 samples, and here are the colors representing in each concentrations. 0% for the untreated, 1%, 5%, and 10% for the treated. As we can see, as the concentration increases, the decrease in peak in this area, the amount of hydroxyl group decreases, which indicates that the treatment has successfully removed the hemicellulose and lignin content of the fiber. For this part, it ranges from 3,287 to 3,339 per centimeter, and it shows the absorption band for intermolecular hydrogen bonding. At 2,918 and 2,852 per centimeter, the CH stretching of hemicellulose can be seen as two shoulder peaks. No change can be seen at the untreated and 1% treated fibers, but the peak decreased when the fibers were treated with higher concentrations. When the fiber was treated with 5% acid, the peak decreases. But at 10%, there will be a slight increase in the peak. In here, the peak at 1,736 per centimeter, it is believed to be C double bond O stretching at acetyl group is present in the hemicellulose. As we can see in this figure, we can see the acetic acid treated fiber show decrease in peak compared to the untreated one, but there was an increase in 5% and 10% concentration, which is probably due to the removal of some components wherein the fibers has been treated. For the next peak, which is 1,622 per centimeter, it can be associated with the water content, lignin, and hemicellulose. This peak at these areas decrease up to 1% but only increase when the fibers are treated at 5% solutions. At 1,504 to 1,500 per centimeter, we can see the aromatic ring C double bond C stretching. Due to the treatment, there is a reduction in the hemicellulose and lignin found in the Salago fiber. There was a partial removal of amorphous region on the structure of the fiber due to the shifting of the peak to a higher wavelength number. The peak found at 1,028 per cm shows that the CO stretching in the hydroxyl groups and it did not show any changes. For the last peak, which is 897 per cm, it decreases until 5% acetic acid treatment, but there is no significant increase. At 10% because of the formation of the CH bond, and is also associated to the CH bending of the cellulose and hemicellulose. Based from the result, I can say that the hemicellulose and lignin content of the fibers have been removed up to a certain percentage only. It can be said that 5% treatment showed the best result based on the consistency and the decrease of peaks since the hydrocarbons at 2,980 and 2,852 per cm for 1% are still intact compared to 5%. We'll now proceed with the tensile test. As we can see in the figures, the treatment concentration increases. The tensile properties increases as well up to 5%. We can see the 5% has the highest result, which is 83.6 megapascals at tensile strength and 8.01 gigapascal in tensile modulus. For the lower result, in the tensile strength, untreated has the lowest one in 72.4 megapascals, and the lowest in tensile modulus, which is 1% treated fibers that has 5% 5.69 gigapascals. Based on the data gathered, 5% has the best concentration. It indicates that the fibers get closely packed because of the removal of the hemicellulose caused by the treatment. This can also imply that there is a good interaction between fiber and matrix, where the matrix bond directly with the denser cellulose. We'll now proceed with the flexural test. Based on these figures, the untreated fibers obtained a better result in flexural strength and flexural modulus. The presence of amorphous phases could be the reason why it has better results. As you can see, the untreated fiber has the highest result in both flexural and flexural modulus. For the flexural strength, the untreated fiber has a result of 79.4 megapascals, while the flexural modulus has 4.05 gigapascals. For the treated fibers, 1% has the lowest result, which is 61.3 megapascals in flexural strength and 3.11 gigapascals in flexural modulus. The result in the treatment fibers is 10%, which is 73.1 megapascal, and flexural strength is 3.49 gigapascal in flexural modulus. It can be seen that 1% has more amorphous phase than 5%, but the flexural properties are low due to the synergistic effect. In terms of consistency in removing the hemicellulose and lignin amorphous phases, 5% has the highest tensile strength and modulus because based in the tensile test, surface functional group of the treated fiber plays a role in resisting the pulling force applied. We will now proceed with the impact test. Looking at this figure, we can see that 5% has the highest value for its impact strength. The untreated has no interaction with the cellulose because it is fully covered by the hemicellulose. 1% has lesser amorphous phases, but it interacted more with the cellulose. Thus, 5% has the best interaction with the cellulose matrix, which in turn resulted to a better impact strength with a decrease in 10% impact strength. It could be more due to the presence of the amorphous phase where there is less interaction with the epoxy resin and fiber matrix. So we will now proceed with the scanning electron microscopy. As we can see in this figure, the 5% treated fiber composite is more bounded and held together by the epoxy compared to the untreated one. The interstices of spaces between the fibers are more penetrated by the epoxy matrix, which makes the interaction between the fiber and epoxy to be more effective. We can only see that there are fibers that were left and not cut off, as we can see here, which indicates that there's additional resistance of the fiber caused by the good penetration of the epoxy polymer to the fiber and also by the toughness of the fiber. It can also be seen that the bundles of the fiber are denser compared to other concentrations. For the 10% of the fiber, they are loosely bounded and the treatment is said to be effective. But when it comes to performance, it did more fiber pull-outs, which is caused by the decreased interaction of the cellulose. As we can see here in E, F, G, and H, the untreated fibers have smoother surface than 1 and 5%. The observation indicate the acetic acid treatment did improve the adhesion between the Salago fiber and epoxy resin. We will now proceed with the thermogravimetry or differential thermal analysis. Here are the samples we sent to DOST 3 years ago. So this is the figure for TGDTA. The first curve of the untreated fiber composite, it is lower compared to the treated ones, which indicates more volatile components were removed. The curve improved and volatiles were lessened when the fibers are treated and amorphous regions were removed. In terms of the composition and degradation temperature, there's only a slight difference where it did not change in all samples. So in conclusion, we can say that Salago fibers with 5% treatment of acetic acid solution showed that the best result compared to other ones. In terms of its mechanical and thermal properties from the fracture morphology and SEM, it also showed that there was a better adhesion between the fiber and epoxy resin. Other composites also showed improvement compared to the untreated one, which implies that treatment done on the fibers did improve its characteristics. So that's the end of my research and thank you for listening.